What's up, y'all? My name's Annie and I run the travel account Average Girl Does Cool Things. Did you know that on average, Americans take only 11 days off a year? Like, we are the worst when it comes to taking our paid time off. In fact, travel website Expedia just ran a survey and they found that only 65% of Americans intend to take all of the paid time off that's allotted to them each year. That's pretty abysmal. We treat time away from work as a guilty pleasure, when really it's essential to our well-being. Now, I travel over 30% of the year, both domestically and internationally. And I'm not a travel influencer, I'm not a digital nomad. I have a demanding full-time corporate job. But over the years, I've developed strategies to take more time off, to travel the world, and to still show up and perform at my job. This is part 4 in a 4-part series about taking more time away from work. So be sure to subscribe so you can catch the other 3 parts. In this video, we're talking about overcoming your emotion obstacles, because I want you to take all the vacation time that you can and go create a life that you love. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to overcoming our last obstacle. This time, we're gonna talk about the emotions that might be keeping you from traveling more with a full-time job. Gosh, from guilt to anxiety to fear of being alone, there's a whole host of emotions that can keep you from even taking the first step to traveling more. But you should never let those emotions stop you from creating a life that you want to live. So I'm going to give you 6 tips that can help you overcome these emotions that stop you from traveling more. Step number 1 is to do a fear-setting exercise. So if you're somebody who catastrophizes, like you are constantly worrying about all the things that could go wrong and it's stopping you from even getting started, it's time to take a look into why you're doing that. Because you're just stopping yourself from enjoying life to its fullest. Of course, the first option always is to work with a professional therapist. Therapy is good. I'm a fan. Highly recommend. Short of that, there's this thing you can do called fear setting. It was popularized by Tim Ferriss, the productivity guru. I will put a link to his blog post around fear setting below, but basically it's an exercise where you go through all the things that you're afraid of and you keep leading yourself down this path to decide, like, is it worth overcoming? It can be really, really helpful if you're somebody who just keeps getting stuck and like can't even get started. So tip 1, go do a fear setting exercise. Tip number 2 is to let go of the guilt. Whether it's guilt for spending your hard-earned money or guilt for leaving your team alone, you gotta let that go. Your PTO is part of your compensation. You don't say no to your paycheck. So why are you saying no to your PTO? Take it. If you've done your job right as a manager, your team will survive without you. Feeding that travel urge will fill your soul so you can return to work motivated, happy, and ready to dive in. Tip number 3 is to capture everything. If negative emotions are tricking you into avoiding travel, then flip the script and focus on the positives. One of the best ways to do this is to keep a travel journal and then reflect back on how you transform throughout the process. So keep a journal for each trip and add all of your ticket stubs, your brochures, and your pictures so you have something to revisit whenever the travel blues call. Tip number 4 is to learn to be okay being alone. Traveling alone can be super, super scary. I get that. I feel that too. But sometimes there is nobody to go with. And if you're waiting for somebody to travel with, you could be waiting a really long time. So practice being alone with your thoughts. Take baby steps. Go out to dinner by yourself. Plan a staycation. Spend an evening alone without the TV on or without your phone in your hand. Learn to love your own company because you don't want to miss out on an experience just because nobody else could go with you. Tip number 5 is to know before you go, because nothing cures anxiety about the unknown better than knowing. So doing some research on what to expect when you get to wherever you're going to can help you navigate the unexpected. So you want to review sites like TripAdvisor.com, which will help you with reviews on hotels and restaurants. And then you also want to go take a look at government websites like state.gov. State.gov will advise you on any potential travel hazards to tourists. You also want to make sure that you sign up for STEP, which is the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. So this is a free resource that the State Department offers. You go in, you let them know your email address and your travel plans, the travel dates, and then they will send you email updates on any potential hazards that might occur wherever you're going. It also gives the State Department your emergency contact information in case there is an emergency in wherever you are and they have to evacuate, then they know that you're in the country and they're gonna come looking for you, which always makes me feel a little bit better. By the way, I have a whole host of videos on this channel about what to expect in different destinations, so make sure that you're subscribed so you can check those out. And tip number 6 is to find like-minded people. Nothing will make you travel more than having a group of friends who like to travel with you. So sign up for your dream group adventure, even if you've never traveled with that company before, because it's a great opportunity to network with people who also want to travel more and to make some really great friends that you can adventure with in the future. So that's it. That's the ultimate guide to traveling more with a full-time job. I hope that was helpful. You can download the full guide at the link below in the description. And if you have any tips to share with this community on taking more PTO, I'd love to hear them. Please leave them in the comments below. Until next time, go create a life you love.